Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Kazan, and he's set to attend and participate in the 16th BRICS Summit. He has arrived at Korston Hotel and he's interacting with the Indian diaspora, and they're welcomed and given him a warm welcome at the Korston Hotel. So that's what you're seeing on your screens. Viewers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in the Korston Hotel and he's interacting with the diaspora there, and he's received a warm welcome after his arrival. And this visit is a key visit. This his second visit just after the July visit that took place, and he's set to participate in the 16th BRICS Summit, and he's also set to hold bilateral meetings with other counterparts. I have with me my colleague Mehendi Garg joining us on the telecast. Mehendi, now Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Kazan, Russia, and he is also set to participate in 16th BRICS Summit, and he's arrived at Korston Hotel and has received a warm welcome by the diaspora. What can you share the details regarding that?
Well, indeed, Ria, Prime Minister Modi has received a very warm welcome as he landed in Kazan, Russia for the 16th BRICS Summit, and also, Prime Minister is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin later in the day, and the highlight of this has become that Prime Minister is also likely to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping as well as hold bilateral talks with leaders from the other BRIC members nations also. In a statement also, Ria, PM Modi has said that how India values the close cooperation within BRICS, which has emerged as an important platform for dialogue and also, discussion on issues concerning the global development agenda, reformed multilateralism, climate change, economic cooperation, building resilient supply chains, and also including the promoting, cultural and people-to-people connect in between both the nations. And also, he mentioned that how his visit to Kazan will also further reinforce the special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. And the summit comes in the wake of, the ongoing global unrest, including the Russia-Ukraine war and the Middle East crisis. And also, India's ambassador to Russia has also emphasized that the nation's role as a strong advocate for peace and conflict resolution through dialogue and diplomacy is very important. And last month also, we all know that how Putin acknowledged PM Modi as a friend and expressed gratitude for India's support in seeking a peaceful resolution to the Russia-Ukraine war. And this time also, in the bilateral talks, the Ukraine conflict and the Russia-Ukraine war will be a topic of discussion between both the nations. And this is when the Russian president extended an invitation to the Prime Minister to attend the BRICS Summit. And also, Putin's acknowledgement came 2 months after PM Modi called him and also urged an early resolution to the 2-year war. And PM Modi also met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. So this is the Prime Minister's second visit to Russia this year, Ria, and also in July he attended the 22nd India-Russia Annual Summit in Moscow. During this visit, he not only held bilateral talks with Putin but also conferred Russia's highest civilian award, the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle. And another significant development that took place on the eve of the BRICS Summit was that India and China agreeing to resume the patrolling along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh, leading to this engagement, marking a massive breakthrough in diplomatic ties between the two neighbors. So this also can be a major topic of discussion between India and China, because it is likely to be said that there might be a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping. And also, lastly, while making the announcement of the agreement, Foreign Secretary has also mentioned that how, he has been touched upon the possible meeting of PM Modi and President Xi Jinping. So this is a 2-day summit under the theme of strengthening multilateralism for just global development and security, and this will provide an important platform for all the leaders to discuss key global issues. Yes,
all right, Mehendi Garg, stay with us. We have with us Raja Lakshmi Joshi. She's joining on the telecast. She's a political analyst. I'd like to get you in the conversation. Now, Prime Minister Modi has arrived in Kazan to attend and participate in the 16th BRICS Summit. So, one of the key issues, and all eyes are on the likely bilateral meeting that can take place between Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What is your take on that?
A very good afternoon, and yes, this is a very strategic time, I would say, and PM Modi and our country is taking a kind of a great initiative in the sense that see this entire summit is like it was formed as an answer to the Western supremacy, you could say, and at the same time, now what is happening here is you would call it as a kind of an example of an old school diplomacy. This diplomacy is something that has almost been forgotten, I think, in recent times, and the world leaders, because most of these world leaders seem to be only talking about either supporting one side of the other or the other. Like, you have had so many conflicts in the recent past, so in the Middle East crisis, or whether it may be about the Russia Ukraine crisis. So in all these conflicts, actually, our country and PM Modi has played a very significant part. Now today, what is even more significant is that in the midst of all the territorial conflict that we have had with China, PM Modi is all said to be sitting with him at the summit, and he is also going to have some bilateral talks with him. Now, just before this very crucial meeting, there was an important development that there seems to be a kind of a break in the ice, where there will be patrolling along the LAC, and maybe the things will go back to the Galwan conflict, whatever was the situation before that. So that, I think, is a very important step. And but at the same time, I would say that when it comes to China, even our leaders know that what China says and what China does, there could be a huge difference between that. So while we are definitely wary about what not to take too much give too much importance to just what they say, and we also give importance to their actions, but at the same time, it is definitely important for these bilateral talks to happen, and come to some definite very strategic conclusions.
As
So
you're saying, Raja Lakshmi
starting,
Roshi, as you're saying that there's a breakthrough agreement that India and China reached about the patrolling along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. What do you think, what can we expect that would that play when it comes to Ladakh? What changes would that place when it comes to the relations between India and China? Is this paving a way to a more sound dialogue and discussions about border related issues and the tensions that have been going on between the two countries?
yes, definitely. At least, China seems to be making some kind of an effort in breaking the ice and trying to set things right with India, because definitely they know that right now, like I told you, our diplomatic relations, I think they are at an all-time high. So as you can see that we are a part of the Quad, which again is something that is definitely there to strongly counter China from four major countries in the world, which includes India. So India is a very integral part of Quad. So China, it today looks at India with a very different view than what it perhaps did maybe a couple of decades ago. So this definitely is, today India is definitely in a much more stronger position, and PM Modi has, like I said, he has very good diplomatic ties with all the major countries. So whether it comes to Russia, whether it comes to US, which are definitely at loggerheads. So China probably thinks that, it cannot really sour relations with India the way it did in the past. So even though today it has taken so many talks, but then at least there seems to be some kind of an initiative, some kind of a breakthrough, where maybe if the patrolling actually starts, I think that is a huge breakthrough. Then again, there are definitely many other issues there, but at the same time, we also on our part, we have been improving our infrastructure, we have been improving a lot on that front, which earlier, due to some bad diplomatic and bad decisions, I would say, from point of view of defense, our country had not developed infrastructure on that front, on the LAC. But today we are definitely developing infrastructure. So, there are a lot of things in which actually we stand a huge better advantage than China, because for China, the mainland is much further away from
Rajal
the
Lakshmi
actual
Joshi,
LAC.
I'd also like to pose this question, is that India is also set to address the issues when it comes to the global south. So we have been
Yes.
seeing that there is a issue of security and counter-terrorism, that and we have also seen recently that there an attack took place in Gandarbal in Jammu and Kashmir. So could that be one of the key discussions that could take place in the BRICS summit?
Yes, definitely. No, I was just going to tell you about the global south, because initially it was just three countries that had started. Like, it was just India, China, and Russia. But then it was Brazil was also included, and South Africa was also included, and that is how you have the BRICS. So then this was actually mainly because of the initiative of PM Modi, that he's speaking about the global south, which I think is a very significant move when I was when I was talking about the Western supremacy. So that some Western countries have kind of they have always ruled the roost, you could say. But now I think this global south is a very important and a very significant move, because our concerns and our development agenda, they are quite similar when it comes to India and South Africa. We've both been colonized countries. We both have a lot of all these concerns of terrorism also. So on all these issues will definitely be there on the table. There will be the discussion about the Russia-Ukraine war and the West Asian conflict, and also all these terrorism issues. And at the same time, the Russia also wants to push this agenda where they don't want to depend on some payment facilities like the SWIFT, because then Russia was completely thrown out of the entire scenario. So, but we as a country, we have developed our own payment platforms. So that I think these kind of initiatives definitely work.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.